Come.
On. For the next POI on our POI tier list, we have OPS Distribution Center. The little OPS symbol in the front. It has like these diagonal garages. It is a tier 3 POI. We are doing this on the new POI rating, on the new update. This is not a new POI, however. It's been in the game for a little while now. It's actually, I made it into a base at one point. It's not a bad base at all. It's not, like, ideal, because, like, the diagonals don't really work with garage doors. But it's a decent POI. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. It's basically just a big warehouse. So just be careful. Most of the zombies are hiding. And so you gotta be a little cautious when you enter. You don't want to die. And they will jump down at you. Overall, though, besides the fact that a lot of the zombies are hidden, it's a very open building. Like, incredibly open. There is a lot of resources here. Because it's a warehouse, there's all this paper, there's, like, clay, there can be, I don't know if any of this is cornmeal, but we have, like, clay, we have, like, cement and concrete, which, like, you know, if you're actually building a base like I currently am, this stuff can actually be very useful. So make sure you, come over here and, like, dig up all these bags. If you need the paper for maybe shotgun shells, and you don't have the ability to craft your own paper yet, or, like, you don't have the resources to craft paper, then you can also come here. Also get a little bit of coal. I didn't know there were coal bags in this. That is very interesting. I don't know if that's recent, but yeah, you can get any of these things, the quick shovel and a quick dig. It's a lot of resources. Oh, whoops. Maybe not as much as I'd like. There are definitely other warehouses that have way more resources. But, I mean, I've gotten 100 cement mix. That's pretty good. I like it. Or cement. It's a pretty good setup. You get a good amount of clay. So if you're in the wasteland and you don't want to, like, go back to the pine forest or something, get clay. It's a good spot. Alright, so keep it moving. We have our sealed crates. Just really quickly open these bad boys up. There's an extra one already. There's also construction crates, which can give you, like, irons. Forged iron, forged steel, acid, books. A range of good stuff that you could be missing. So if you're looking for building books, has a good chance of having them here. Got a little office over here with some chairs if you need some mechanical parts. More paper, of course. I don't need enough paper, so I already make so much, or I can make so much if I want to. This is the way up that you're supposed to take to get into there. You're supposed to come up here, you get on the roof. There will be a couple of these nasty little critters, though. Nothing too crazy, though. Wow. I know you can fly, but you went really high into the air. Whoa! Don't do that. But yeah, outside of a few maybe jump scare zombies, there's a ladder right here. There's a lot of zombies down there currently. Come in the wasteland. Can you leave? Thank you. Basically what you're trying to find is the ladder. Like, that's what you're being pointed to. There's some solar panels and some, like, little dishes up here, satellite dishes, if you want to get some electrical or mechanical parts. You're basically just supposed to come back down here. They break through that, so you don't really have to shoot through it. And you come over here. This leads you to a new downstairs area. Little medical cabinet. So if you want some free medical supplies, I always want them. Great spot. Potential armor in these, especially if it's like a higher level, right? You have a chance of finding armor in there. Obviously, like if you're in the pine forest searching one of these, you're probably not going to find any, but wasteland, high level, could find some tier 4 or tier 5 loot in there and get lucky. Come up here, have a water cooler. They reworked this area a little bit. I actually have set up a base in this exact room. It's been reworked a tiny bit. I don't remember this section. I actually, like, broke down. I don't remember if this whole thing was here. But last time I did it, I had all my chests just lined up right here on this wall. So I must have broken this down. Or maybe it wasn't there. They could have changed it with the new update. I know these are new. The bookshelves are new in 1.0. And then this is the end loop. Hi. Don't do that. And then you have this key. Lets you jump onto that and get down nice and safe. End loot's right here. Of course, it's your typical end loot. Nothing too crazy. Let me actually really quickly pick all this up before I forget. Since I am playing this game for real. This isn't like my normal POI ratings that I usually do. Since I am actually playing this update live, I want to make sure I actually collect all the loot. Let me really quickly. We don't need your iron pipes, cloth. I'll keep those. Okay. And so, that is it for this POI. It's not a crazy one. Nothing too insane, you know. Very minor. But there's a lot of resources. There's also vehicles. There's like there's a forklift, there's a car. So if you need like mechanical parts, electrical parts, you need to not do that. It's a good area. Loot-wise, it's okay. If I can get into this chest, that'd be lovely. Don't make me break it. Don't make me break it. Do not make me break it. It's not Penguin, I'm sorry. I need to break this. I hate this game. I wish I was on Club Penguin now. But yeah, in all seriousness, the loot is okay in this building. Can you not? It's... Why? Leave me alone. I'm trying to break a box. Thank you. Okay. Very cool. Alright. So, you know what? Let me just go into debug mode so I can fly. So that we don't have to deal with zombies while I rate the POI. Just do no collision invisible. I don't want to do god mode though. Alright. So what would I rate? OPS. Distribution Center. Didn't know the exact name. Resource-wise, S. It has all of those crates and stuff, all of these that you can dig up. Electrical parts from the TVs. Has paper here if you need any of the paper. Not only that, but there's a little bit of leather in the chairs, not a ton. More electrical parts and obviously all the electrical equipment, including in this room right here. Not only that, but you have solar panels and a bunch of AC units. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. The solar panels right here. So, you have a lot of spots for electrical, mechanical, clay, cement, paper. Mid to late game resources has a lot of good stuff. Loot, I'm gonna say like a solid B tier at best. There's not a ton of loot, but it's not bad. High 2 emote for real. It's not the best. I mean, there's like one extra crate right here, and then there's this construction crate. Besides that, the only other loot is the end loot itself. So it's not the best. There's been worse. I've seen worse. Okay. So, loot, I'll say B tier. Creativity, probably like a B or a C. High C, low B. It's cool. It's a cool warehouse. It's not crazy cool. It's not like impressive. It's just a warehouse, you know. I like the diagonal like design, but that's about it. So, probably like a C tier for creativity. Horde-based potential, I would say you actually have a solid, like, A tier horde-based potential. Because you can actually put, like, if you just break this area down, put all your chests up here, this is your loot and, like, crafting area, plenty of space. All you do is come over here, and you have all of these windows to choose from to break out and make into a horde-based fighting position. And since it's not too high off the ground, it doesn't take a whole lot of blocks to, like, come out and, you know, let them run up like a ramp. So it's very nice. Also, if you can figure out how to get the garages to be diagonal, there you go. Use a diagonal garage, you know? But yeah, overall, I'd probably say like a solid A tier for horde base. Overall, OPS, Distribution Center, gets a solid, I'll say, A tier from me. I think the amount of resources you get makes it worth it. So I think an A tier is a pretty good level for OPS distribution service, especially for a tier 3. If it was a tier 4, I'd be like, It'd definitely be like a C, maybe a B, maybe even like a high C. But for tier 3, pretty good. Pretty good stuff. For the next POI on the POI tier list, this is the new one that we wanted to do. It was, not new one, but it was the one I wanted to do next. It was OPS Logistics. It's a tier 4. It is a, I can squeeze through here. You enter through this truck, come over here. It's a pretty big POI. I've only rated it a couple times. Stay away, to my knowledge. But, yeah, it's a very fun POI. I love it. I think it's one of my personal favorites. Just because, like, it's so... There's so much resources you can get from this one. It's similar to, like, OPS, the distribution center that we just did, but, like, on steroids. You're kidding? Oh, yeah. I'm very kidding. My goal, is to hopefully buy some Forgotten Elixirs, and then I can start playing with all the different weapons. And I'll just spec into, like, Perception and all the different ones and test out all the different weapons. I've been loving it, though. This new update has been very good. Hold on. There's a bunch of zombies just like... Stop. You're making a lot of noise. And you're not part of the... You're not part of the rating. You're not part of the building. Stay away. Stay away. You don't count. One thing I have noticed is the auto shotgun is very strong now. Since I'm only finding this, like, this shotgun slug ammo, I'm breaking every block that I shoot at. Which isn't, I guess, bad, but it's a little annoying when I do, horde bases. Do I play solo? On stream, yeah. Yesterday I started playing for the first time with a couple friends who, like, have never played. I think my mic just, yeah. I started yesterday with a few friends, but normally I play solo. So a lot of my, like, ratings and info on this stuff is solo. It's not based on multiplayer. Like, I remember when I did my 1.0 rating or 1.0 update rating, everyone got mad at me because I said the farming perk was, like, the worst one in the game. Or one of the worst ones in the game. But because I play solo, I never have a problem with food. So... That's usually why I don't spec into farming perks. I just spec like 2 points in the iron gut and I never have to worry about food again. Can you stop? Thank you. But yeah, usually how it works is I play this game for like a month straight, get to day like... I'm out of lockpicks. Yeah, no, I bet with, like, a ton of people, you need the farming perk. I'm betting money you do. I should probably put a caveat, like, when I do the perk tier list for 2.0. Like, if you are multiplayer, you need the farming perk. But, single player, you don't. I probably should have put some stuff in my motorcycle before I raided this place, but it's fine. Anything that doesn't stack first, let's put in there. No, I want my bullets. Okay, you can just pop this now because we're not full health anyways. Okay. Can just lock in. Don't need yucca fruit smoothie, or yucca fruit seeds. Yeah, the only farming that I've ever done in the past, like, 2 years of playing, like, solo, 2 or 3 years that I played consistently, is the mushrooms for this update. If you count that. I literally just pick up the seeds and place them on the floor of, like, my basement or my attic of whatever building I'm currently holed out in, and I just harvest them when they're done. That's about it. So if that counts, sure. Stop. Stop.
All systems
No.
go. How may I help?
We don't need any of this. I don't have a lockpick, so I can't even use the jailbreaker even if I wanted to. Alright. One thing about this POI, though, that, like, is really odd is not just the warehouse in the center. Hold on, there's some zombies nearby. It's also this entire, like office building. There's a lot of leather mechanical chairs, so you can get a ton of leather from these. You can also get all the electrical parts from all the computers and, like, the server stuff, things like that. Vending machine in here. Any building that has a vending machine automatically becomes like 1 rating higher when it comes to horde-based potential. Because having infinite access to vending machines like that is really nice. It's something that not too many buildings have, and it's something you're always looking for. No. Another vending machine in here. It is broken for me. I don't know if there's a chance of it working. If it's working for you, that could be an insanely good one. Personally, I'm always looking for a working, like, food vending machine. Because I don't have major issues with water in this game. They sell yucca smoothies way too often. And what I do at the trader. And so I just buy all the yucca smoothies. Where are these zombies? I know where you are. Stop. There's zombies outside. Hold on. Let me mine this. Leave me alone! I'm raiding a building! Thank you. Anyways, this is like where all the meat is. This is where all the resources are. This is what you want, right? This is what you're looking for. This is what you need. So if you're building your own base, which I am doing for the first time, I never built my own bases. I always just took over buildings and made a fighting position and just sat there. This is my first real horde base. You need a lot of resources. I've learned that the hard way. If you're looking for stuff, come here. There's a ton of pallets with diggables, such as clay, cement, etc. Am I just gonna fight here for the entire... Shut up. No. Do not scream. No. No. I just knocked over a light post with a shotgun. Okay. We need to stop aiming there.
Master, we are not alone.
It was very nice, yeah. I mean, we're Wasteland day 44. And I've already maxed out the loot stage on every other biome. So I'm probably going to get a lot of stuff. I'm going to be honest. Like, everything I search is going to be decent. That's kind of what I've learned. I probably should use light bulbs, but I won't. But yeah, we have all these diggables here. From coal to clay to wood, stone. So off rip, if you're looking for a place with resources for a horde base, if you're trying to build your own horde base, OPS Logistics got you. You got tons. And this is the bigger one. If you make your own ammo for like shotgun turrets, you want to come here. Because I found this out the hard way today. The shotgun turrets do not accept any other ammo other than the normal shotgun ammo. Now, this is new with this update, and there's some corn seeds, I don't need those. In this update, once you get to higher loot stages, you only find this type of, like the AP ammo or like the high-powered ammo. Which means late game, if you want to fill your turrets with ammo, you either have to craft your own regular ammo, or you have to find it and buy it from like the traders. Now, I am not somebody who likes to craft things, specifically ammo. I always just like, you know, bought it. Hey, Shocks. I always like bought it. But yeah. So you have to craft ammo now. So I've been like harvesting a ton of lead. No. I've been harvesting like a ton of lead, ton of brass. You need it. Especially with this new update. Before, when you did infested clears, like tier 6s, you got all the ammo you ever needed and then some. You'd go in there with 2,000 bullets of M60 ammo and 2,000 bullets of SMG ammo. You'd leave with 6,000 of each. Like, it was non-stop. Alright, come up here. This is where you gotta go. There's obviously a lot more bags and stuff. I'm not gonna loot them all. You jump across here, make your way. It's a little bit of parkouring. Don't have parkour spec'd into. First time in my life, I know. I usually only play agility builds, but I'm doing strength this playthrough. Come over here, and you just keep following the wooden path. It is daytime, thank God. Keep following the wooden path. You come over here, more electrical parts, so more resources. You can kind of tell where this is going for the rating on resources. And you have a broken down bridge. Just jump across. You'll be okay. Keep an eye out. There's all these little holes in the side, which I find kind of interesting. Cool, maybe ways to build your own exits. stop. And then we come over here. And we got us a whole little section. A little fun. It's very nice. Stop it, stop it, stop it. God, the auto shotgun is busted. Anyways. And you got more resources. Yay! I think we kind of sense the pattern here with what this whole POI is, right? It's just resources. It is so much resources. Like, you will never have to go for resources again if you come here. You will. You always will. But, like... Stop. You always need resources, but, like... Especially if you have this for a quest. If you have OPS logistics for a quest, you just come here, raid it before the quest, break all this shit down, there's a storm. And then after you break all this down... You just start the quest and reset it. Unless you think that's cheating, then don't do that. I usually don't, but, I mean, hey. If you're willing to take the time to harvest all the resources and reset it, I see no reason why you don't. I think it's a valid strat. I know some people find it cheating, but I think it's a very valid strat. If they're gonna include it in the game, who am I to say you can't do that, you know? One thing I do think they changed, I noticed it's a lot harder to pillar up with blocks. Wow, we got that first try. That's crazy. Like, I was trying to build my horde base previously. I could not get up. I don't know what it was. And hopefully the storm ends. Okay. What would I rate OPS logistics? Overall, resource-wise. I mean, it's kind of obvious what I think resource-wise. It's S tier. It has so many resources in here. Look at how much paper there is. If you're a shotgun user and you craft your own ammo, you will never have to craft shotgun or paper again. Ever. You just can steal all of this instantly. You're done. You have a lifetime supply. Tons of also like clay, cement bags, stuff like that. So great work on there. So resource alone just for building stuff and like crafting ammo, fantastic. This is excluding the entire like office building over here that has all these server rooms, that have these computers and leather chairs. It just has so many resources. It also has a vending machine. There's 2 vending machines, actually, technically, if you really want to get semantics here. One right here as well. If both these work for you, it is an insanely great place to set up a horde base. So I'm probably going to give it like an A tier for horde base. Why? You have walls already installed, right? So you just have to find the breaches and fill them up. Really easy. Nothing too crazy. Not only that, but because you have all these little holes here in like the actual warehouse, what you could do is come up here where the vending machine is. You could take like an axe or a pickaxe, break some of these walls down, and turn it into like a crafting base right here. And if this vending machine and this vending machine work, you have 2 vending machines, potentially 3 if this one works, installed in your own base. That's pretty good for a POI rating, or for a horde base, in my opinion. Like, I actively would stay here. The downside is, if none of these work, you kind of just have to keep getting quests until at least one of these work to make it worth your while. So I'm going to say A tier. If there's 0 vending machines working, it's probably B tier. Because barring your crafting base in there, your horde base in here is not going to be too impressive. It's going to be a very basic, like you're going to put like fighting position here maybe, or fighting position over here maybe. It's a very, very basic horde base. You're not going to have anything like impressive, you know? Resources, though, S tier. You have so many cars. You have all the other resources. We've been through that 100 times. S tier for resources. Enough. Horde base, A tier. Loot, I'm not going to include the construction boxes in loot. I think I normally do. But because there's so many, and it's clearly meant to help you build and have, like, resources to build a horde base of some kind, I'm not going to include them in the loot. The loot is definitely mid for a tier 4, in my opinion. You have what? Like, you have, like, your food pile here that are, like, kind of hidden. You have, like, parkour around to find. You have, like, purses there. Besides those couple things, is there really any, like, loot here that's not resource-based? Is there ammo piles? Is there, like, you know, sealed, like, food crates? Not really. I mean, you have a little bit of loot in this office area, maybe, with, like, the bookshelves and whatnot. But is that really, like, unique? No. pretty much every POI that's a tier 4 is gonna have some books. So there's not a whole lot other than maybe this gun safe here. So we can't give it higher than like a C tier. And that's being generous. I think honestly it's probably like a high D tier in loot. Cause I don't want to include the end loot, because obviously every tier 4 has an end loot. So like why would you include loot in that regard? So overall loot is probably gonna be like a solid C tier. Maybe like a low C tier even. Creativity, I think, is a solid A tier. Do I like it that much? It's cool, but do I like it that much? No, I'm gonna say B tier. I'm rewinding. It's a B tier. It's a B tier because all it is a bigger OPS distribution center. It's just a bigger version of the other one, you know? Like, besides this office place, it's literally just, they copy and pasted the other one twice, and that was it. And they put a bridge. So it's still a little creative with B tier, but it's not like... Am I ever going to, like, be like, oh, wow, the Fun Pimps popped off with creativity with making this? No, they didn't. We know they didn't. And thankfully the storm ended, so we can actually look at it from above. It's a very big POI, though. It is massive. Like, look how big this is. Like, this is incredibly, like, wide for a tier 4. There aren't a ton of tier 4s this size. Most tier 4s are, like, fairly small. Like, that's a tier 4, I believe, right there, that hotel. And that's, like, a third of this size. So it's very big. Overall, though, I would like to say that OPS logistics is probably also going to be A tier. There is too many resources here to give up. If you build your own bases, right, and you do your own thing, you don't take over a building like I usually do, this is a prime real estate area to come in, get as many resources as you need, unlimited paper for all your shotgun needs. You have shotgun turrets? Fantastic. Here's 10 bajillion paper for infinite ammo. It's amazing. Plenty of cement, plenty of clay, all that fun stuff. It's a solid A tier overall.